Hello, my name is Deborah Shalette Wilson,
I'm Kathy McCommon.
And I'm Ann Rodolphs.
and together we're the School of Soul. And we're here today to talk about what happens when we get stuck in a developmental stage and what are the consequences of that. So, who would like to start?
There are a lot of consequences, like distraction.
Distraction, yes. So if you're in that, that reminds me of my little granddaughter who's 3. And if I want to move her along to a more productive place, all I have to do is create a distraction. And she's easily moved to another activity, another mood, another view of the world, which has a tendency to remind me of the current state or of development in our society, because it's like our media, our advertising, our news, because we have so many people that are stuck in that age of development, the media and our news and people have a tendency to be able to move masses of people in a direction that is not always to the advantage of society. And that's so we can look at society and kind of see the age of development just through that. In fact, Deborah's talked, she's done a lot of studying in media and advertising. And Deborah, share with us a little bit of your view as to how advertising affects our society.
Well, marketing, for example, you create a brand. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's just you create a brand, you put it out there, people like it, they share it, and it can go viral. But whether or not it has any substance to it or not is another thing. And from my own experience of dealing with learning about marketing, and people who do that kind of work aren't always, in my experience, haven't always been very helpful, because what they promise, they don't deliver on their promises. And I know for children that I've worked with, when adults don't deliver on their promises, it's a real betrayal. And I guess in some ways I felt that way too. And so I think we have to be very mindful about when we're looking at advertising of any sort. It's kind of like everybody's branding themselves now. Getting into this marketing, and we're not always, well, it's like Kathy was saying, we get easily distracted. Oh, this next new thing, this little bauble, this little sparkly thing,
shiny object,
the little shiny object, and a squirrel, and away we go. And then people share it before they even find out anything about it. And I think that's happening in the media too, is things get shared, but nobody's really fact checking. Because I fact checked a lot of things and it's like it's not even there. And videos nowadays can be manipulated to look like something else is going on, or there can be audio put onto a video, so people are saying things they're not saying.
That technology is available.
Or people are being shown pictures of things that happened maybe a long time ago. They're not really what's happening now, but the caption is, this is happening now. So we've really gotten into this age of information, where information is not knowledge, but we act as though it is. And it's not necessarily the truth either, but we act as it is. We get distracted because we're not critical in our thinking, which is a higher developmental stage than, where people are at.
Deborah, you just made a comment that when you tell a child that you're going to do something or something is the truth, and that child discovers later that it's not, then that child feels a level of betrayal. So as we look at society right now here in 2020, and as Deborah said, the information that's coming in is so confusing, and it's difficult to see what is truth and what isn't truth. Because most of our society is at this child or this infant stage, once it's discovered as a society that the information that's being given to us is false, what happens? Society feels betrayed. How do they react? They react like a child. They storm the streets. They throw tantrums. They tear up buildings. They burn cars because that's that child of that childhood development there is now responding to betrayal.
Good point.
Yeah, and betrayal is a trauma.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and again, it doesn't have to even be something as big as what we're talking about. I remember, you know, the fairy tales that I learned when I was a child, and come to realize that, you know, it's like I've been looking for my prince, but he's lost and he won't ask for directions, so he's not coming. You know, you know, when will my prince come? Well, he's not. You know, I have to look to myself to deal with what I, you know, need to deal with, and that's kind of getting into the masculine, feminine. That's another video. But yeah, the fairy stories, wish upon a star, and you know, gosh, I don't know how many times I would wish upon a star to be saved from the trauma I was experiencing. You know, and it, you know, it didn't work.
There you go again. Also, we can see that in society. Instead of society going, you know, the individual going inside, doing the healing work, doing the maturing of the personality, of the soul, whatever, however you want to refer to that. Instead, they're looking for some savior to come in and rescue them, instead of doing our own individual work.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And so the School of Soul, what we want to do is we want to help all of society, all of humanity grow up, just grow up, so that we can have mature ways of being and mature interaction, which we're going to get into that. What are the signs of that? What are the indications that we're growing up? You know, how does it show up in our lives? How does it show up in our families? How does it show up in our communities, our nation, and our world? How do we know when we're grown up?
Well, it'd be really great to have adult conversations.
Stuck at young developmental ages, we cannot meet people's developmental needs. We'll meet some of them, people that need where we're stuck, but we can't meet all of them. So we end up hurting people and contributing to their trauma.
Sure.
We can't meet our own needs either because of our stuckness. We can't see what's coming our way that we need. We don't recognize it.
That's right.
Yeah. So the School of Soul is about assisting each person in their growth and development so that they can become more soulful and make better decisions and be more mature and be more able to contribute to society in a mature way, which I'm really looking forward to that.
Emotional maturity is what we're I guess this would be two words to kind of consolidate what we're trying to express here, is emotional maturity.
And mental maturity, which are all to the spiritual.
Yeah, because they all go together.
We are whole.
So the goal is to get to wholeness. And that's what we're here to facilitate in each person who joins us. And it's the work that we do daily, I would say, within each one of us, is looking at where we're at, where we're stuck, and healing the stuck places so that we can be more expressive from our souls and be able to share that with others.
Because in our spiritual identity, we are whole, but we have yet to realize that true identity that's still within us.
So thank you, and we'll be back another time to continue to share with you our perspective and our love and our care. So bye.
Bye. Thank you.